Hello and welcome to the Garion Tabletop. I am Garion Reaver and this is a Far Waste devlog. Got a little grab bag of things today: skills, soul checks, and sure, we'll come back to him. Remember, this game is a work in progress. Put your feedback in the comments or join us on the Garion Reaver Discord, linked in the description. All the release rules are on the Far Waste Lab, also linked. Skills govern how well you do things beyond combat. While some may have combat applications, they're generally more for puzzle solving, traversing the world, or interacting with NPCs. Theoretically, anything you can think of, if it has any chance of failure at all, is possible through the use of one or more skills. These are actually one of the very first things I wrote for the Far Waste, but I've spent most of the last year umming and ahhing about whether the list was complete. I'll let you be the judge. Currently the game has 23 skills, and I have at least one more in mind that can be added in expansions. Skills are the active application of ability. Stats and stat checks, on the other hand, are passive. Stats are what you can do, skills are what you are doing. For example, observation is a stat, and you might roll an obs check while keeping an eye out over an area. Examination is a skill, rolled when you closely look. It's more involved and active than the former. Every skill is derived from one or more stats. These provide your base skill score. You can then add skill points to increase it. Your total skill score is what you add to any rolls for skill checks. Just warning, I'm going to say the word skill a lot. But enough preamble. What are the skills? In alphabetical order. Architecture, OBS, used to assess structures for weaknesses, vantage points, or layouts. Biology, INT, used to understand natural things like mutants, creatures, and plants. Charm, COM, used to persuade someone to your way of thinking. Chemistry, INT, used to understand chemicals and substances. Computing, TECH, used to understand and operate electronic devices as well as hacking. Creatures, COM, used to interact with, control, or persuade animals, potentially some overlap with biology. Demolitions, INT and TECH, we'll come back to that, used in the understanding, careful setting, and diffusal of explosives. Examination, OBS and INT, used to closely search an area, scrutinize something to hand, or study a source of information. Fast hands, FIN, used to sneakily do things with hands like theft and lockpicking. Fieldcraft, OBS, used to safely traverse landscapes, as well as recognize good camouflage and make best use of your surroundings. Flexibility, FIN, used to move in careful, delicate ways. On the other hand, force, might, used to exert physical force against an object or person. Intuition, OBS, used to see through lies or analyze intent. Mechanics, TECH, used to understand, repair, and disassemble mechanical devices including robots. Medicine, INT, used to tend wounds, evaluate corpses, and examine drugs. Pre-poc, INT, used to recall facts and details about the world before the apocalypse. Recollection, also INT, used to remember details from your past such as events or information. Scavenging, OBS, used to search ruins in the environment for useful things. Showmanship, FIN and COM, used to put on a show for someone. Stealth, FIN, used to go or remain unseen. Streetwise, OBS and COM, used to understand an area by observation or communication. Threat, might and COM, used to scare someone. And finally trickery, COM and FIN, used to convince someone of a lie or misdirect, or create a forgery. There is a lot there. I did have a 24th skill, Thalassians, to understand the mutated sea life of the Far Wastes, but I think there's too much overlap with creatures and or biology. Do you think there's anything I missed? Anything you think cannot be done with those skills? Let me know in the comments, I'm glad to get other opinions on this. A number of the skills are associated with 2 stats. This is because, depending on the situation, they could be used with either. When using the skill, the GM will decide which stat you add based on the nature of the check. Regardless of which stat, you always count any skill points you have in that skill. A couple of examples. Threat is derived from might or COM. If physically intimidating someone, might would probably be suitable. If trying to use words to threaten, such as blackmail, then COM is probably more fitting. Examination uses OBS or INT. If carefully searching, OBS is probably better. If trying to find something useful in a book, then probably INT. If there's a dual stat skill you're unsure about, ask in the comments and I'll come up with more examples. Skill points. At the moment, you gain 2 skill points each time you level up. You can also gain skill points from honing. Whenever you gain skill points, you immediately spend them to add to a skill in which you have interest. You can't just add them to whatever. You choose your interest skills when you make your character based on the subclass and the job that you chose. Jobs are what you did before you started adventuring, as yet unwritten. You can also gain new interest from honing, and maybe campaign events, etc. The idea is that skill points represent a significant improvement. It's hard to put in the time to learn when you're not interested. One potential issue with this system is, what if you max out your skills and have spare points? See, you can only have a maximum of 8 points in a skill. I'll have to run the numbers to see if it's possible. I might need to add a free interest at a set level. I think that's everything for skills, so next is... In the previous devlog, I talked about mind and body scores used to resist things like mutation, mind control, disease, and intimidation. This time I'll talk about the third part of MBS, soul scores. These are used to resist death, and unlike mind and body, do not scale with level. Your soul score is 13. When you are reduced to 0 health through being shot, stabbed, falling off a cliff, peeing off your GM, whatever, you don't immediately die or even fall unconscious. At this stage you're effectively bleeding to death, or the robotic equivalent, whatever. As soon as you hit 0 health, you can choose to drop to the floor immediately. Equally, you can choose to stay standing, crouching, whatever you are doing. This is a completely free movement, and it could theoretically save your life. It can hide you from sight, give you valuable cover, or even fake your death. Being at 0 health at the end of your turn, meaning if you hit 0 on your own turn, then you have that turn and your next one, will cause the GM to roll for death against your soul score, also known as a soul check. Just like attack rolls and hostile effects, this roll needs to be equal to or higher than your soul score to have an effect. By default, this means if they roll 12 or lower, you pass. If they roll 13 or higher, you fail. We'll come on to failing in a moment, but there is a way your soul score can increase, temporarily. An adjacent creature can spend 16 meters on their turn to provide aid. This flatly increases your soul score by their medicine or mechanics skill score, depending on which suits your genus. Humans need medicine, robots need mechanics, etc. See, these topics are connected. This increase lasts until the start of their next turn. You can also only benefit from one instance of provide aid at a time, but it's always the highest among the aiding creatures. I thought long and hard about the best way to go about this. I thought about making it a skill check instead of a straight bonus, but thought it'd be mean to give it such a high movement cost with a chance of adding nothing. I also don't feel the movement cost can reduce much because there's only so quick you can be and still make a difference. I opted for a high cost, but a guaranteed impact. If you fail a soul check, meaning the GM rolled equal or higher than 13 plus any aid, you become near death. This also happens if you take additional damage separate to the attack or effect that reduce you to 0. If you pass this soul check, you immediately restore 1 health. I've not fully nailed down the list of possible conditions that can affect characters, but near death is one of them. Near death is when you are seconds from dying. You are unable to sense anything and cannot move, communicate, or perform any actions. The only ways to end this condition are to pass a soul check and become unconscious, or to be actively healed. If you fail a soul check or take additional damage while near death, you die. Gone. If you pass, you again immediately regain 1 health and you stop being near death. You become unconscious. When you are asleep, powered down, drugged or poisoned, or recovering from near death. You are unable to sense anything and cannot move, communicate, or perform any actions. This condition can be ended in various ways as suits the particular kind of unconsciousness. Active healing is the most common way, but drugged or poisoned people can need the cause of the condition removed or treated before they'll recover. Generally, sleeping people can easily be woken by lightly shaking them or by loud noises. GM discretion on what would wake from this unconsciousness, but I'd rule it that you need to actively or passively heal. The way soul checks work, you're not helpless. You're not even immediately taken out of the fight. You can stand there and keep shooting, hoping you'll pass the check and survive. This hope increases if you have allies nearby, or alternatively, it gives you a turn to heal yourself or find someone who can. I'm hoping this plays into the quick position-based combat we're designing for this game. We'll be doing an advanced combat test in the near future, so hopefully we'll see this in action. Let me know your thoughts on soul checks. And lastly, something that I'm very excited to show you, or should I say someone. This is Shaw. Shaw is a Gamverite. He is also the new face and mascot of the Far Waste TTRPG. Eli has worked very hard on this art, and I love it. You'll be seeing Shaw around a lot, and he'll even be popping up in the class video next time. If you like him, I suggest checking out the Gary and Reaver merch store linked in the description for the first official Far Waste merchandise. You can get them on a t-shirt, on a bag, a sticker, tons of options. Custom colour backgrounds are available on request. It really is beautiful art, and the first from this game to be available on merch. Link in the description. Just a few scattered bits we've been working on. Next up is a class, the Transitor. Join us on the Gary and Reaver Discord and check out the Far Waste Lab, both linked in the description. Please share this round to your friends and gaming groups so that we can continue to grow and improve. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe for more Far Waste devlogs, or for board games, card games, miniatures, and TTRPGs like this. And I will catch you later.